All right, everybody, thank you and welcome. My name is Miguel, and today I will be showing you the 2018 Hyundai Sonata SE. But when I'm done, I will go ahead and try to take it to Hyundai to change the name to the Sonata WOW, because this car is full of wow. All right, but go ahead, come and follow me. I'll show you some of the cool things right underneath the hood, okay? Now, one of my favorite parts of the car, you have these little hydraulic lifting arms, okay? So don't worry, you're not gonna be checking under the hood when it's raining and it's gonna slip out of your hand and crack you in the head and you're gonna need staples like I did about 2 years ago. That you never have to worry about with the car. Now, not only that, Hyundai is the industry leader when it comes to warranty. You have a 10-year or 100,000 mile warranty when it comes to the engine and transmission. Basically, all the internally lubricated parts of the engine and transmission are covered for 10 years or 100,000 miles. Then you also do have the new car warranty too. 5 years or 60,000 miles, that's also known as bumper to bumper. So air conditioning not blowing cold enough, windows not going up or down, radio's not working, 5 years, 60,000 miles. And that's not even getting into the Hyundai Assurance either. You do have the roadside assistance for 5 years, unlimited miles. Go ahead, go put 300,000 miles in 2 years. You run out of gas, like keys in your car, all that stuff. Even if you have to take it to a dealership and they have to keep it for a day or two, they're gonna go ahead, reimburse you for lodging, and even reimburse you for a rental car. So again, the Hyundai Assurance. Now, back to the car. Right underneath here, you do have the 2.4 liter gasoline direct injection engine, that's what GDI stands for, giving you 185 horsepower. Very fuel efficient and very powerful. So you don't have to go and buy that Porsche and you don't have to go and buy that Prius, because you have the best of both worlds right underneath here. Fun fact, even if you're not a mechanically inclined person, don't worry. All the important things are in clear containers. So for example, engine coolant, clear container, you can see the levels. Washer fluid, clear container. You even have the brake fluids right back here, clear container. You don't even need to get your hands dirty. But if you are more of a hands-on type of person, let me show you something fun. You go ahead, pop open the little filter box. You do 1, a 2, and a 3. Look at that. No tools required. You could actually go ahead and change a filter. No need to pay anybody for it. Unlike most of the competitors, Hyundai wants you to keep as much money in your pocket as possible. That's only one of the things that they do. Now, another way that they keep a lot of money in your pocket is the maintenance on the vehicle. This has one of the lowest cost of ownerships out there on the market. Some of the reasons, you do have a 6-speed automatic transmission. Not only do you get a little bit better gas mileage with that 6th gear at higher speeds, but it's a sealed transmission. You don't have to do your first transmission tune-up till over 100,000 miles. Same thing with the engine. You don't have to do your first engine tune-up to over 100,000 miles. And it doesn't have a timing belt anymore. It has a timing chain. That's gonna last 250,000 miles. It's probably gonna outlast the car. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what about the spark plugs? Don't worry, Hyundai thought of that. They have an iridium tip coating on the spark plugs. You don't have to change it till 75,000 miles, unlike most of everybody else, which is at 40 or 50,000 miles. Now, something cool. Hyundai makes these cars super comfortable to drive. Just to show you, I'm gonna rock the car back here here, watch. Do you see how the engine moves? That's actually because of the hydraulic breakaway motor mounts. The hydraulic part is what you just saw. Under low idling or heavy acceleration, that vibration isn't transferred through the chassis, making it a much more pleasurable driving experience. And the breakaway part of that, in case you do have an accident, the engine's actually gonna break away from the mount and get pushed under the car instead of pushed into the car, which helps contribute to its 5-star crash test rating. Now, Hyundai is actually a top safety pick, has 9 vehicles in there. The Sonata is one of the top safety picks from the International Institute for Highway Safety. Now, one of the reasons they do that, actually, I'm not even gonna tell you. Listen to this, just listen. Solid. There's no thin tin in these cars. Hyundai's actually the 4th largest manufacturer of steel on the planet. They kind of fell into the car business in 1986, and the only reason I remember that is because I was born in 1986. And between Hyundai and I, Hyundai's in a little bit better shape than I am right now. But again, coming back to the car, you have a lot higher strength steel in these cars than anything else on the road. Now, getting back to that, it actually is, go ahead and including in the styling. You see this big old grill? Not only does it allow a lot more air in, it's actually called Cascading Grill. The reason that it's called that is because it actually was inspired by molten metal being poured out of the foundry ladles in the Hyundai plants. So again, you have the steel reference in the shape of the car. Now, you notice these two little chrome pieces that come up on each side? That's actually, again, catamaran-inspired styling. Like the offshore racing boats that you see in like Team Oracle and the American Cup sailing boats, or the drug boats that you see running off Miami. Not that Hyundai sponsors crime, but to get all these features in this car at this price point, that is a steal. Now, let me show you why. Not only do you have wraparound headlights right here, they're actually projector beam style headlights too. So you don't need to use your high beams as much, meaning that they'll last a lot longer. Another fun fact, this covering right there, same kind of material that they use in full-body helmets. So not only is it impact resistant, wash your car twice a year, they will never go yellow. No more car cataracts. And that's standard. Again, you have fog lights, standard. Now, a big one, alloy wheel standard, real rims, they're not hubcaps. Now, not only does that help it look aesthetically better, but it actually weighs less than the steel wheel and hubcaps, meaning that there's less rotational mass for all my fellow nerd junkies out there. But something else, it lets the engine work less, so that way you get better fuel efficiency, because you do have a combined gas mileage of 29 miles per gallon city and highway. Now, coming back more, you do have the folding mirrors, okay? They go forward, they go backwards. On my old car, I had a 97 Civic. It was just a solid piece. $400 later, I got it put back on my car after I came out of the mall. But this one, you don't have to worry about. Now, coming over here to the driver's side, look how wide the doors open, in front and in back, almost at a 90-degree angle. So whether you're sore from the gym, helping little ones in and out of the car, or whether like me, you ate 2 hot dogs at 3 o'clock in the morning or feeling a little bloated, no matter, easy in, easy out of the car. I'm just playing about the hot dogs. It wasn't 2 hot dogs, 3 hot dogs. Now, something else. You do have the cloth interior in here, and that's actually, yes, essentials fabric. That's very important because it's not standard cloth. It is actually stain resistant. Not only that, it's antibacterial. It doesn't actually let any type of mold or mildew grow in the car, and it's anti-static. So that way, the only shocking thing about the car is how nice it is. It really is. And again, solid car. Now, if you see the side profile of the car, now, I don't know if you have X-ray vision or not. I don't, but I've been practicing on it. If you could actually remove the metal, you will see the reinforcement bars in every single door, this side and the other side. So that way, in case of a side impact, it's actually going to go ahead to the body. And not only that, it's going to create like a roll cage effect like you have in the racing cars to keep you safe. Again, 5-star crash test rating, and that's not even considering the 7 airbags that it has. Very, very cool stuff. Again, you do have the alloy wheels taken in the back, and you do have 4-disc anti-lock brakes. They're not drums or anything in the back. Much more stopping power. So when you slam on the brake in an emergency situation, it's not going to go ahead and nosedive on you. It'll squat down. Really, really nice. Stopping it fashion like that. Coming over here to the back, the sleek design is pulled in from the back. You still do have the wraparound tail lights, like you have the wraparound headlights, and the catamaran style is brought up to the back as well with the reflectors. Now, Hyundai did really want to slick this car out. And being the nerd that I am, I went ahead and found out a little bit of something. This has a drag coefficient of 0.24. Don't worry, I don't know what that meant either, until I compared it to a few other cars. Most notably, the Corvette. That has a drag coefficient of 0.27. This has a drag coefficient of 0.24. So technically, this is more aerodynamically efficient than a Corvette. And everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's like a hot knife through butter, which to me is boring, because if you're anything like me, it's more like a warm spoon through ice cream, because that is truly delicious. And something else with the styling, if you notice on the front, down the side, you also have it on the back, the chrome pieces. Very nice, aesthetically pleasing. That way everybody knows what you're driving and what they're not. Very fancy stuff. And here with the slick design, they went ahead and slicked it out. You have a special little button in the top of the Hyundai H. You push it. Ah, nice, right? Now look at all that interior space in the back. And if you get it right now, we'll throw in a free body. No, I'm just playing. But in case you are an active individual and you do like to do things like kidnap people, make sure that when they're in the trunk, you tie them up really tight, or just make sure they're just plain old knocked out, because all they have to do, this little glow-in-the-dark lever, they'll escape. And trust me, that's not a conversation you want to have when they pop out of your trunk and there's a cop right behind you. Not a good experience. They have all types of questions, first-hand experience. Not a good thing, trust me. What stays in high school, what happens in high school stays in high school. But not only that, coming around here, you do have the little shark fin antennas to scare some people at the beach. And not only that, it's placed up high on the car so you have the best reception. Here in Orlando, you could actually get Tampa radio stations. It's crazy. Now, come over here and look at this. Obviously, you have the folding mirror too, but this is the blind spot system that you have in the Sonata SE. That's actually integrated into 3 systems, okay? Not only do you have that, you're gonna go ahead and tell when a car's next to you. If there's a car coming up that's going to be next to you, it's gonna look back another 100 feet into the opposite lane, and if it senses a collision, it'll tell you to stop. Now, not only that, if you're looking laterally, when you're backing out of a parking lot, if a car enters that space, it'll tell you to stop too, okay? Now go ahead, hop in, let me show you a few things in the car.